What's up, witches? It's Cheyenne, aka the Lunar Priest. Today we are going to be talking about your dream home, forever home, future home. I'm excited to dive in to see what Spirit has in store for us. So I have 3 decks here. Deck 1 has a blood red Carnelian. Deck 2 has this Citrine point. And deck 3 has a gray golden healer. So you can look at the thumbnail, or actually I'll insert a photo now. Feel free to pause the video, take your time, pick deck 1, 2, or 3, and then head down to the description box to get your timestamp about where your reading starts. And as always, I really appreciate any likes, subscriptions, comments, etc. Let me know which one you picked and how it went. And the last thing is just take what serves you and leave the rest. If some things align and some things don't, that's totally okay. Everything in this reading is just meant to be useful as guidance, as clarifying elements and details to what serves you on your highest and best path. So without further ado, let's hop right into your reading. Okay, pile number 1. So I have the Archetypes deck by Kim Krans. We have the Black Moon Astrology deck. I have the Queer Tarot, and I have the Making Magic Oracle by Priestess Moon. We're gonna go through all of them, but first, I like to take a look at the crystal, and the crystal that you have is this blood red Carnelian. Now, I am getting like Kali Ma, the goddess vibes. I'm getting destruction energy. I'm getting intense sexuality. I think a lot of you that are moving to this destination are going to have a level of extreme weather, but also, sorry, sometimes I yawn during readings when I'm talking. But also, like, some of you I'm seeing Palm Springs. Like, I'm seeing very sunny weather, and then some of you even snow, Alaska. And not necessarily these exact locations where I'm saying is where you're going, but I do think that there is something about those places that might resemble where this forever, you know, family home. And that's another thing. I see a family budding there. I don't know. Some of you are going to move in with family. I'm hearing 2 boys. So there could be a father and a son. There could be 2 brothers. I see a little girl. So this home is definitely a place where you're going to start or take like almost a refuge in for your family. It feels very safe. Lots of like fuzzy and warm blankets and decor. I even see maybe a statue somewhere. So if you're looking and you see a statue already on the premises, oh my gosh, the yawning, that could be a sign that this is your spot. Golden accents are also sticking out. There could be something golden that kind of like sparkles and sticks out to you. Not like gaudiness, but something golden about the place. And I also see a lot of spiritual activity. Like, I'm seeing ritual from Native Americans. Some of you may even be moving to different parts of the Americas, like South America, Central America. Like there's a lot of destinations highlighting. I think this one might be kind of a popular one that people choose, and there is a sense of actually it being kind of far from where you are now. Even if it's just an hour away, there's something about destroying, in a positive way, this identity that you're in and moving on and abroad and going somewhere where you can rebuild your style and your brand. Some of you have a brand, and step into parenthood and go there with prosperity. I do think that this one also has a lot of fixing up, whether that be like taking a normal house and turning it to a small house, or a smart house. Or there could be a guest house or another property on there that you're going to work with. Some of you will be Airbnb-ing out a portion of this property. I see plants, not necessarily like farm, but like potential for a garden, or at least like an herb garden. Connecting with the land and the ancestral spirits of the land is going to be very important. And there could be like spirits trying to get your attention here that you know, it's important to respect them and to make offerings and to take care of the land that they are also kind of shepherding, if you will. And I see your ego really coming down in that process, like not being afraid and being open-minded to those sorts of experiences, and really just sharing the sense of unity that everybody feels when they step onto the property that you're going to be living on. Okay, let's move into your cards. So this will give us a little bit of clarity on, gosh, I'm like yawning a lot right now. And I feel like that could also be somewhat symbolic of you, you know, needing to take it slow on your way there and not expecting this manifestation to happen like overnight. Yeah, you have a lot of growth that will occur before stepping into this place. Like, I think this could be some time away. But let's go into the journey of getting there. Okay. Yeah. The animal, the judge, Aletheia, the underworld, and the heart. Okay. So these cards tell me a little bit. I'm actually going to grab my timing deck because I know that that will be necessary at some point. So yeah, okay, so with the animal going into the judge, going into Aletheia, it's like, okay, you have so much contrast here because you also have the underworld and the heart. It's kind of like, to put it in short, there could be habits and people and toxic energy that you are definitely in the process of clearing out. Not so much that like you're holding on to it, I don't get that sense, but I think you're like actually doing some processing that you need to do before you can move on in the like weightless way that you'll need to embody before you can manifest the level of like wealth and responsibility that comes along with like being the owner and the inhabitant of such a magical place. It seems like your guides are kind of like, they have a intense protection field around this property, and you aren't in the phase of evolution just yet, but you're in like the stretch before then. So that will be, you know, the next 2 or 3 chapters ahead of you. I do think for some of you, there are certain habits, like just like not being snappy enough in your day-to-day life and not being able to like execute what you need to execute in a day-to-day level that this like would demand of you. Would be way too much pressure for you to take on that responsibility at this point in your life. Some of you are going to be like, if you're in an internship right now, or you're in an entry-level job, or you're in a place where you're like getting started in the line of work, this manifestation comes when you've kind of established like a super solid work routine or idea of how your work life is going to look, and you're already executing those things, and it's in your everyday mundane day-to-day life where you're used to a flow of self-care, working, chore, family, fun, etc. So I think right now there's a lot of chaos, and your youthfulness is too juvenile to take on such an intense responsibility. But you are in the process right now of getting rid of the things that like first and foremost just need to be gone out of your mindset. Like I said, past relationships, people, spending habits, addictions, like little things that just stop you from like having this ideal day-to-day life. So the good news is there's not too much external holding back. It's very much dependent on your level of action with the timing, which is good news, because like anything that seems to be deterring you is such an illusion. Again, like I keep hearing good news. It's good news that this is all in your hands, because you can speed up this timeline. And stepping into that doesn't mean things get boring. It actually means things get more customized and like in your highest and best, and you feel clean and fulfilled in this lifestyle. So your probably sifting through a lot of karma right now. There could be stuff coming up that makes you feel uncomfortable. You could go through times of like solitude, loneliness, and then like not having enough space. Like there's a lot of stuff getting rebalanced. So think about you like putting little self-love rocks, not like bad things, on this scale and trying to figure out like, how do I get these things to all balance? And then that is opening up a door of wealth and love and coherency to understanding how you can harmoniously build upon that routine and how you can monetize your day-to-day life that is in your highest and best. So it's really good. And you might have a couple, like I said, there are a few like challenges that feel very mental to me, that it's like, how am I going to succeed when I deal with this anxiety? How am I going to be able to do that when you know, my neurodivergence gets in the way? Or how do I get rid of this part of myself? And my ears like starts throbbing and stuff when I'm saying all that. And I just feel like it's when the underworld shows up as your reward, it's like you stop trying to get rid of these parts of yourself and understand how to work, again, in coherency with them. There can't be any like harsh doors that you shut on yourself if you want this door to open. It's about a level of self-compassion and sacrificing what does not actually serve you and getting very clear on what those things are and giving yourself the time and the space to do that work of digestion and circulation of your lifestyle so that you can get to a place where it's not only possible but almost obvious and clear about the direction you need to go to get what you want. Like, it's not about changing who you are. It's about just getting more and more clear in following Spirit's will for you, which comes naturally to you. You're very intuitive. Any belief you have about yourself or your capabilities or your mental bandwidth are all, if they're pessimistic, like it's not true. You're totally actually capable of like being yourself, getting the support you need, and having a family and a really almost like legitimate legacy for yourself and your home and what you want to build with business and things like that. Like, you can be who you want to be without closing the door on who you are. And the things that feel like who you are that are outside of yourself are probably the things that need rewiring so you can stand, you know, you can understand who you are as a standalone character. People and places and jobs and identities aren't you. They're collaborations of yours. And some of those collaborations are going to end, some new ones will start, and you're going to understand that you are the most shiny, durable piece of the puzzle. That's the only piece that really matters. And it's open-ended for your manifestation. Like, you get to manifest what you want, and you're going to be aware of the work that comes with each of these things that you choose to keep, and you will get to where you want to go in the end no matter what. And that is like a radical form, and that's why your ending is the heart. It's like you understand who you are, and you don't, your external world will reflect that. Like, the decor is very you. I think a lot of you are kind of like spiritual, possibly witchy, healer types, studious types, and your environment really reflects who you are. And there's a lot of like feminine power in this reading. So you're definitely like head of household or the delegator of tasks in this household. Okay, moving on to the astrology cards. These could be representative of you or the people involved or the time of the year that you move into this spot. Oh my gosh, the yawning. Okay, sorry. So we have part of fortune increase. So this could come at a time where you're actually making more money and it just seems obvious that you can make this purchase. And there are going to be people involved that are just like giving wealth. Like, not necessarily like wealthy, but like they manifest at the pace that you want to be at or that you are at. And so it's like, I trust these people if there's roommates, if there's neighbors, if there's realtors, if there's people involved, a partner, they're also on the come up just like you. And then we also have Virgo reversed, and that gives me, Virgo reversed reminds me of Virgo's opposite sign, Pisces. But when we have Virgo reversed, I think of Pisces in its shadow having to shed the level of like spontaneity and naivety and whimsy that holds it back. To get to the level of Virgo so they can kind of meet in the middle, Pisces must be able to take its creative energy, stick to it. Like Pisces in the 12th house rule everything abstract, everything beyond the physical, everything but the mundane, you know, like the concept. Virgo is the executor of those creative endeavors. It takes it and it works on it day in and day out. It is rigorous. It is, Pisces sees this vision and Virgo sees the step-by-step process of making every individual piece work in unity. So possibly having partnership, or not partnership, you could have like your sister moving in with you. You could have someone moving with you, or things you're going to have to collaborate with other people on, where you have to understand that in order to get these things to work, it takes time, effort, money. It takes really looking at it. Like your guides are warning you not to be like, I love this style, and then like spend a bunch of money and do a bunch of things to get this vibe. If that vibe isn't something you want for the rest of your time in that home, like really take into consideration the traditions you want to set and who you really are. And that's another thing. I think you are figuring out like your aesthetic, and you're taking all these pieces and you're learning so much about yourself, and you're so good at that kind of stuff, but your guides are like, I know how creative you are. Let's work this into the timeline of like, by then, you know what's a fad in your mind and what is truly your vibe, because you're gonna have some money and some resources, and they don't want you to be like focusing it on the wrong thing, and especially if it's not going to last. Like this is like, I do it right the first time type of energy. So that mature, and I do see the timeline like speeding up. Like I think within the next 3 months you're like getting ideas about where this is, or something is coming in about this home for you. Let's move into your tarot, and then we'll do timing cards, and then we'll close out your reading. But we're gonna get more ideas about this place and everything to do with it right now. I keep looking at the viewfinder because my camera settings were kind of weird, and I'm hoping I'm in focus. Okay, I don't think I'll take inversals today. I always take reversals, but today we're going upright. 9 of Pentacles, more Virgo energy. That's Venus in Virgo. Very much about being the caretaker, being the shepherd of the land, knowing that when you have a garden, you're gonna have to show up every day for it. You can't be going on like crazy trips. Like this house is going to be like, when you travel, you have to have people there to help you take care of it. This house also gives you so much creative freedom. You might have an art studio or a film room or an office or something like a yoga studio, something that like brings you back to who you are. And your vibe is everywhere across this house. It's like there's so much prettiness about it. There's like such a level of customization. There could be custom architecture, a custom garden, a foyer. Like you're gonna do stuff to this house, and it's going to require a lot of resources, which you'll have. But again, I'm saying like, okay, I want to redo the patio, and I also want to like get the jacuzzi, and I also want to like get our rooftop. Like there's a lot of things that you've never maybe dealt with before yourself in this house, and it's like your guides are like, just know all this stuff costs money, so don't be like trying to redo your bathroom all the time, you know, like something like that. Like you're learning how to really be a mother, whether you're, no matter how you identify, there's an energy of you are the mother of this property, and you might even be a literal mother or father or parent during this time. And you are going to step more into those like yin energies of being grounded and understanding what things need to give them that special touch and not having to go overboard in the process of that. Okay, then we have the Knight of Cups. And the Knight of Cups can represent charm and empathy and beauty and moving based on intuition. So you're really learning to listen to that intuition of today I need an off day. Like you can rest there, and you can also like get into a little trouble, and then you can also like, you get to switch your role based off of your intuition. I need a mental health day, I need a self-care day, I'm gonna just work for 3 days straight. Like you're allowed to be yourself there, which is great. Three of Wands, I think that kind of solidifies like the travel. Like this might not be where you're expecting it to be, and it might call to you. I was getting 3 months. I also see August for some reason. Okay, we'll just keep going. So yeah, there's some sense of like expansion here. There could also be like a piece of land, or this could be a bigger space than you've lived in before. And lastly, Two of Cups, signifying more of that partnership. Like people really get to see you in your process when you move here. So you and your lover are very likely to live here, or, you know, or you could also have a special friend or a few special people in your life that have the opportunity to move with you, and it's very much upheld and good, and you'll have the right decision-making choices of knowing like who's no good for that situation and who is. And I do see that like if someone's like drinking a lot, not to let them go with you unless they make changes. I don't know, I just got that. So for some of you that will resonate. But I think a lot of you have like either a sister or an aunt or a very dear friend or a mom. Like I see a female like archetype coming as well, and that will be really good for you. Like, and you'll help them in a lot of ways too, and it'll be nice to have an extra pair of hands. Perfect. So we'll do some timing. So pulling these out, I made these cards just because I'm gonna make a real timing deck, just watch me. But here we go. I'm gonna pull a couple different ones. Sometimes this happens where I see so many that like want to come out. 3, 4, we'll do 4. I like 4 for housing because it's like stable. Okay, so these are potentials for like big details coming in about this house, when you'll move, signing days, meeting the right realtor or the right agent, or seeing it. Like these are timelines for things all to do with the house. Okay, 10 plus years. See, I knew some of you had this like further out. 11 months, beautiful. 7 months, love it. And your birth month. So your birth month could be significant to finding this place as well. And to close out your reading, I have the Making Magic Oracle. This is a sigil. I thought it would be fun to give everybody at each pile a sigil to work with. So you could draw that sigil and keep it on an altar or a space dedicated to like manifesting that house, or like under your welcome mat. You can put it somewhere to kind of get that energy flowing in. So the sigil that reached out to you was the Tree of Life. Really cool. Like I said, like a lot of ancestral spirits are there, like your ancestors, and also like the earth's inhabitants that have been there before you, and it's really good. They want to heal the land and heal with you. True wisdom and making good decisions in life. You're so on a path of like getting to your highest and best, and your spirit guides are congratulating you for that. And the polarity that you faced in the years before this moment and how much work you're doing right now is like monumental, and you're an astounding human, and your guides really want you to know that. And God, universe, is so excited to be collaborating with you on your forever home. So I hope that you enjoyed this reading. Leave a comment below letting me know what you thought, and I'll see you next time. Bye. Hi pile 2, welcome to your reading. I hope my camera's in focus. It's been having a little bit of like issues focusing on things. I don't know, I'm gonna have to fix that. My apologies if it does that. So today we have a few different decks, and I am going to be seeing them for the first time alongside you, but I pre-picked them and got your pile ready. So I have the Archetypal deck by Kim Kranz, the Black Moon astrology deck, the Queer Tarot, and a sigil to close your reading that you can use to help you manifest your house. And then I also have these timing cards that I made that we'll do like halfway through the reading, just to see some timing, if we can get some timing insight. But to start, I always like to look at the crystal that is associated to your reading, and you have the pointed citrine. Right off the bat, I hear that ever since you were a kid, you've dreamed about this place. I think some of you want to do community style stuff. Some of you might be interested in like a yoga retreat type of place, a medicine center, a wellness center, healing center, sober living, massage thing, in-home studio, communal gardening. Like there's some communal aspect about this house that you've had notions of in the past, and I see it growing. Like you're gonna be there until your old age, making that part of it like really thrive. I also see I see 2 and 3 children. A very select few of you maybe have 1. I hear the name Barbara, really random. Oh god, now I get a bunch of names. I can't right now with that. I'll say 1, Christopher. But anyhow, I think there's white on the outside of this house. Like there's something striking, like maybe a white archway. I also see like a larger, what are those things called that are like, there's like a little, not room, but like the front patio is covered and then the door is like inside of a little, you know what I'm talking about? Like there's an archway, a big square area, and then your door. Like the walkway in is something, there's something cute and grand about it. Or like there's like plants, there's something decadent about this place. There's something goddessy and like enlightened and bright about this. I also see like seafoam greens around. Like the plants are like giving youth and harvest. Like it's thriving, and it's an ideal energetic center. It could be in a place that's also energetically charged, or near somewhere that's like a portal destination on the map. And I also see mountains. A lot of you are moving somewhere where there's just such a vast landscape that you can visit that's pretty nearby. Like I see like brooks and streams, and I see what are those called? Puma? Maybe like a puma? Oh my god, like a mountain lion? There's like mountain lions around too, so that makes sense for like mountains. And a lot of like, during summer there's a lot of bugs, which makes me think it could be somewhere in the south. Some of you are going to Oregon. There's a lot of you are definitely not just in the US too. Like, anyway, we'll keep moving on. So to start off the reading, we're going to be going through like the connective pieces of now to then. That'll kind of give us a little bit of insight on like, how far is this journey? Like, how close are you? What are the necessary like archetypal themes and lessons that you undergo in the midst of getting to this manifestation of your forever home, your future home, your dream home? We have the box, the fault line, the ocean, the nectar, and the kiss. Okay, some of you, I'm gonna just say this how I see it. Some of you are in a situation with people, or some of you, like the person is at your job, but it could be a relationship, it could be an ideal of a family member, or it could be a job like where it's at, like you're tied to the location because of your job, or you have a person in your life that's like doesn't believe in this move. There's something that is like inhibiting you and putting you in this box, quite literally, where you're like, how could you're not going to be able to make this manifestation happen if you follow that ideal, you know, like, and this, I'm hearing like that's not a threat. That is a reality that you naturally evolve past. Like something just becomes clear where you're like, I cannot get there if I work in this random city that I don't want to settle down in, that dream house is not going to manifest the next road over. And, or if I have this partner who like does not see a long-term thing with me, or does not want a family, or does not want to manifest big things in life, or cannot get grounded, I'm not going to be able to manifest that thing with them in my life, like on this level. Or if I'm like following what my parents say, or if I believe I won't be able to make enough money, like those are beliefs that just simply like are going to hold you back. And I hear that it's the belief part that's holding you back. It's not the reality. Your reality is reflecting those beliefs in some way, shape, or form. And I think that's why I'm seeing like the vibrant, young, green plant sprout energy. Like you are so capable, and it's so there for you. I'm getting a lot of like, again, goddess energy, like Yamaya, Oshun, Lakshmi, Inanna. Like I'm seeing a lot of like feminine, Joan of Arc. Like I'm seeing all these like feminine leaders, which makes me think, you know, that like, yeah, you've been through some stuff, and you might not have enough research to prove that you're very capable of getting exactly what you need and want in your home life. But you're breaking that because we have the fault line being the ordeal. Something happens. Oh my god, I feel like I have to burp. Something happens that finally sets you free. And it being the fault line makes me feel like, yeah, at first you'd be like, that sucks. And there could even be a belief of, how am I gonna go on after I lost this thing? And it's not even like a big loss. This isn't tragedy loss. This is, you're free now. Go ahead and get out there. And even if it doesn't seem sweet spirited, you're like, there's no sense of like, oh, please don't do this. Like, it's more like there could be some of that, but you are not acting on that. You're like, I knew it, I knew it, I knew, you know? So something known happens for you, not to you. And that dives you into a depth of self. And you might be a little bit insecure about the level of trust you have to have in yourself. You have a lot of trust in the universe, but you're going to learn that the universe is you working. And it's a very spiritual experience. And I don't really like the toxic idea of, if I manifest this, or like, if I just, you know, believe it. It's not always like that in life. And your guides know that. Like, everybody who has ascended us does know that, you know, there are forces on this earth that oppress people and groups of people. And there's privilege, and there are things that we're born into, and there are different hands dealt to different people. But the journey of you getting to this house is one that is very internal, and a lot will seem mundane and miraculous on the outside getting you there, where you're like, I can't believe that just worked out. I can't believe I just stumbled across this place. I can't believe this roommate just came in. I can't believe this job, or whatever comes in. It's like, this is happening to help me, and I know it, and I get that feeling from you, and you're finally believing. The sense of belief is entering your eyes again, and you're so excited, and that freshness emanates all over this house. Like, everything about it is just like, you want to keep it so clean and pristine and beautiful and have fun, and like, it's so freeing there. And your reward being the nectar, I think you fall in love here. I think you fall in love with like your self-care and like your routine, and like you feel so free. And a lot of you, I think, if you do go through a breakup, you're like, I don't really want anyone here with me because I did this all myself. And some of you, though, have a very beloved, sweet partner right now who's coming with you, and it'll just get more and more beautiful between the two of you. And you'll have kids, 2, 3, 4, 1 maybe. But there's something so unreal and heavenly about this move. And I see 4 months, 4 years, something. And then, you know, what you're coming home to is the kiss. And so again, I feel like there's happy love in this house. Like things work out and you realized you were right all along. Okay, so moving into your astrology, this is going to be relevant. So if it's a season, it could be like, let's say one card is Leo. Leo season could be correlated to the timing of you finding the house or you moving in or something of the sort to do with the house. Could be correlating to your signs or the signs of someone going with you. These are relevant signs and archetypes of the zodiac to this move. South Node, life's debts. Okay, lunar eclipse, change. So yeah, you're going to be doing some major shedding before moving here. And you finally get to release the beliefs that have kind of held you in mental and spiritual bankruptcy or poverty. You finally will have the love and the creativity of everyday life that you deserve. Sometimes some of you want to be like influencers or have this like clothing brand. Some of you want this thing and this like public recognition, and you'll get that there. Okay, and then moving into your tarot. I have 4 tarot cards here, and we're going to see these. This will give us more details about this place. 4 of Pentacles. Not taking inversals, by the way. I'm just going to do upright. 3 of Pentacles. 8 of Wands. 10 of Pentacles. So your ability to kind of save up and get ideas and like be patient and put in the work today makes a big difference for tomorrow. Your ability to listen to your family members, listen to those who came before you, who believe in this vision. I want to make it clear, like people who don't believe in it, you don't need to really listen to them, but you'll get advice that seems like it really matters, and like listen to that. You know, like if someone tells you about an investment opportunity that worked really well for them, or a way that they got into their house, or you hear about these like money opportunities to be more wise with money, like listen to that advice. Also, someone who believes in you, who may be older than you, may help you renovate the house, may fund a part of you getting the house. And being like smart in this process is very important, because this house already kind of has a lot of the things you want. So the things you choose to change or to do over, just do it like on a budget. Like don't go all crazy on this place, because it doesn't really need that. Like you don't gotta go crazy, is what I hear. 8 of Wands. This house is yours already. Like it's meant for you. It's going to come in very quickly once you find it, or you know, something about it will seem seamless in the process of getting it. And lastly, the 10 of Pentacles. This is a place where you can like really step into who you want to be and understand who that person is in their everyday life. And you may end up having like the opportunity to move in your parents or a partner's parents, or somebody, you know, that you care about. Like you'll be able to host and facilitate and get people there. Like this benefits everybody in your family. Not saying you're going to have to do those things, but it's like you'll have the option to, because there could be like a granny flat. There could be like a lot of extra space or rooms. And people from the community will want to be involved in this. Like something about the outside is really awesome. Like there might be a big fireplace or a big pool, or like it's giving wealth. Like people are like, dang, you got this? Like, okay, I see how you got it for the price, but like this is really good. This is really a great place. I see a lot of open, big space, high ceiling, large front door, king bed. Like there's something grand about this. Even if it's not necessarily a huge house, there's something grand like in the vibe of the overall structure. Okay, and let's move into timing. We'll choose 4 cards. 1, May. 10 months, 9 years, 6 years. Okay, so 10 months, the month of May, 9 years and 6 years could all be relevant to the move. So some of you are a little bit further away and some of you are close. And to close out your reading, I have this sigil card. If you'd like to write down that sigil, keep it under your mat, under your pillow, somewhere where you like to manifest with things. Whoa, Drink of 5, manifesting money and income. Yes, and it has that 555 in the center of the pentacle there. So you're definitely on the right path. Some of you also, I just got, could be graduating or like going like through nursing school. Don't worry about, you're gonna have a job where you go. So with that, thanks so much. Let me know what you thought in the comments below, and I'll see you next time. Bye. Hi Pile 3, welcome to your reading. I'm excited to be giving this one to you. Today we have the Kim Kranz Archetype deck, we have the Black Moon Astrology, Queer Tarot, and the Sigil card for the end to help you manifest. Oh my god, I feel like I'm out of breath. Which means to me that you are on a mission. You're getting there. You're probably the fastest moving deck towards this goal. I think you're on the cusp, the verge, if you will. We have this golden healer in the gray form, and I always like looking at the crystal before the reading. And also, I'm looking at the viewfinder because my camera's been having trouble autofocusing, so if I go a little bit out of focus, I'm really sorry. But I do think that angels are working pretty heavily with you. The earth is working heavily with you. There are going to be changes and random little plans that are divine. Don't question them. Like if you're like, I was supposed to do this, I was supposed to go there, I was supposed to do this trip, I was supposed to be here with this person. If things change, let the winds of change happen, because right now fast moving momentum and manifestations are a good sign. Not saying like everything's gonna fall right into place right now, but like trust the process. By the way, I'm going to be putting in 4 timing cards about halfway, almost the end of reading, so we'll know a little bit more about the timing of this manifestation. But without further ado, oh my gosh, I'm so scatterbrained. Like you have a lot of stuff going on, don't you? Before I hop into these cards, whenever there's angel energy around you, there is a detoxification happening of intrusive thoughts, of lack of belief in the self, of people, energy, places, and things that no longer serve you. So weed out the stuff when it calls to you. When it's time to stop, stop. Get the support you need, get the help you need, clean it out, get rid of stuff, do your thing. Like be weightless as possible, and send gratitude. Some of you, I think, might be a little bit closed off spiritually and don't want to fully believe that things are helping you. There's so much help and support out there from the other side, your family, your friends, from your guides, in your own, like online. Like there are support groups if you need help with anything. You got this. And you have a lot going on, and you might need some support here and there, and you have to be the one to look for it, you know? And you can't expect other people to do it for you. But you can expect for a response when you ask, you know, the open hand for some help. So just wanted to put that out there. Moving into the archetypal deck by Kim Kranz, this is going to give us an idea of where you're at now and kind of like the journey of getting to your manifestation. So we're starting in Eros. You step into the hunter. The offering is a big part of this. The reward is the cave, and the ending is gnosis. Really interesting that I was thinking about you not wanting to fully believe. I think you not wanting to fully believe in the reality that you're trying to manifest. You see it very clearly. My camera died, but we're going to continue on. So the end result of this journey is you clearly knowing that like your rituals, your magic, your prayers, your altar, your spell, your intention, your manifestation, you talking to your ancestors, you talking to your guides, you making offerings, you finally letting go of this habit or belief, like really works. So there could be a manifestation technique sticking out to you. And Spirit is like, green light, go ahead, get more in touch with this idea that you have it in yourself to get you to the place you need to be to manifest this house, this place. This is a safe space from the chaos that you may have been through in the past. You could be in a relationship or a situationship that is holding you back, not gonna lie. And you going out into the world and saying like, okay, I'm gonna let go of my will and take on like the universe's will. And I'm gonna focus on growth and evolution. And I'm not going to deny that there are certain problems that I do need help with, or that like I don't have the support for. And then things will start to fall back into place. And I feel so annoyed saying all that, because why can't things just be easy from the start? But it's like, there is something about this whole process getting you to see something very deep about yourself and your capability. And your life might not fully reflect that belief just yet. You might still be like giving yourself in ways to make money, or like giving your time in ways, or giving so much for such not the right return. And you going out there and being like, okay, I let go. What can I do differently? Over time, you're going to see some changes and some opportunities arise that get you out of those like sticky and stuck situations. And that's your offering of yourself to God, universe, and getting comfortable with the idea that like something that creates everything is working with you and for you, and that you are directing a very intense energy. My hamster's out. And you're going to be able to get the things that you want because of that kind of attitude, and because of your ability to let go of things that don't serve you, right? So this includes letting go of an identity of some sort. Like, if you're like, this is my path, this is who I am, but like that path doesn't have you feeling super happy, and like, not saying every one thing should provide a well-rounded sense of happiness, but if that thing isn't supplying the level of like love indulgence that you need, or like satisfaction, there's better, and it's coming. And all you have to do is pray, which is weird to say. It's like, okay, I understand I don't know what I'm doing. Can I have some guidance? And things and people and places and changes will arise, and shifts will happen, and follow them, because your path is very unique, and there's something that you don't know exists coming into your life that will be fantastic and perfectly meant for you. This house is one of those things, like you don't even know it, but this house is going to change your whole belief system and turn you into this person that people look at and are like, okay, if they did it, it's possible. Finally, like, you are such a guiding light for so many people when you're in this phase of your life. And that turns into even more spiritual upgrading. You could be like a spiritual teacher, or some sort of healer, or someone whose story is going to change the lives of others, one person at a time. And that will require some shedding of the ego. So luckily, this is a lot of internal work and a little bit of external work. But I think those external things are going to be kind of monumental, where it's like, once that one thing changes, you look back and are like, thank God. Thank God I'm not still tied to that situation, or that feeling, or that like pressure, or that that lifestyle. Like, there's a change upon you, and it's so beautiful, and like, go with it. Okay, all you have to do is surrender, and the universe is going to hand you the tools. So stay open-minded, stay willing. Moving into the astrology of this house, we are looking at these to find signs or aspects or whatever comes up, and they could be relative to the people going into this house, you, or people involved in getting this house to you, or the time, the zodiac season in which there will be more unveiled about this house. Oh my God. My ear starts throbbing sometimes. Okay. Scorpio. Grand Cross, the provoker. Yeah, you guys are definitely leaving something behind to solidify your belief that you can get this. Like, there is something where, like, I think for some of you it's a job, or it's this like idea of a job, and it's like, well, if I want to do that, I have to do all this stuff. It's like, stop focusing on what you don't have and how much you're gonna have to do. Like, that is not where it's at. Like, put your next best foot forward, one step at a time. Do the immediate things you need to do. The immediate changes that need to be made are going to steer you in the right direction. You don't know about 10 steps ahead, because your next step is going to change the trajectory of your path. You may see a dark forest and have no idea that if you just walk to the left, which you'll find out to do in your next few steps, like, you don't have to have so much pressure on you. So get your tasks done. Like, let's say you're going to school for something. This is a total just metaphor. Let's say you're going to school for something. No. Let's say you have a seed and you put it in the soil and you're like, oh, what kind of dish am I going to be making? I don't even like those dishes that I can make out of the plant that's going to come out of this. I don't know if I have a spot for it. Like, just start watering it so you know, because it could be, along the way you're going to find a recipe. Along the way you're going to realize it deters certain bugs that have been bothering you. Like, there are details here that require a zooming way out and back into your current circumstance, so you can just get the things done you need to do on yourself, that will make it very obvious about the real long-term path of getting to this place. So you could also have to break away from a source of money. Like, let's say you are living on money that comes from a place that isn't really sustainable, or comes from a person, like, you're tied to something. There are going to be things that change to where you're more self-reliant. And self as in the self that it can live long with you. Not like the self today or tomorrow who's like putting the work in, but like can't do that forever. There's something about you, something special and unique, that will come to the surface that's much more a sustainable moneymaker than what's going on now. And, you know, maybe you have an argument with someone, you realize, I can't work with you, I can't do this, I can't rely on you. And that gives you the necessary knowledge of like, okay, so redirect. And that is actually much more seamless and easy than it was to try to hold this thing together. So weeding things out and changing things and like that detox is very energetic for you right now. And this house is a reward of moving through those things with grace, because you will move through those things with grace. You're in the hardest part right now. I'm going to pull some timing cards before we go into the tarot, which will tell us more about the house itself. These timing cards are relative to when you're moving in, when you're signing something, when you find it, etc. We'll pull 4. May. $10 years. So some of you, this is a little further out. 3 weeks. 5 months. Oh my god, one fell out. And then not yet set. Not yet set fell out. So when not yet set comes out, it's like, you know, it's kind of depending on your actions. We have May, 10 years, 3 weeks, and 5 months, all relative to either finding, moving in, you know, something happening very significant to moving into this place. Let's learn more about the place itself with these 4 tarot cards that I have. I'm not taking reversals, by the way. Ace of Swords, Queen of Wands, 7 of Swords, Queen of Cups. 2 queens. Okay, when the queens come up, I like to think, you know, this is a head of household feminine power situation. You are going to be taking on the knowledge of your ancestors, of the women that came before you, the women you look up to, and really applying the knowledge to getting the house to the point you want it to be. You're gonna have a vision. You're gonna be like, let's paint this, the windows this color, like the windowsill this color. You're gonna have such a creative outlet in this house, and your magnetism for money and sexuality is on fire. Like, you're gonna be like, I can't believe I'm this confident. I can't believe that I can call things in like this. Like, I proved it to myself I could get the house, and I'm proving it to myself that I can have the ideal partner. family, independence, money, bank account, savings. Like you're just like on fire across the board, and it does something to your confidence to where it's so easy to get rid of anything that doesn't serve you, whereas now it can be kind of hard because you're like tied to stuff. But it's like you're not tied to anything. You're like, what? Like, I have everything I need. I have everything I need, and I'm so capable of getting whatever I need in the future. And that makes you this really badass leader. And you might start using your voice more, and you might have to heal also some like tendencies to hold on really tight. Like at first it's not going to hit you. You're like, I need to get this piece of furniture from such and such because I can't afford a couch, or like I need to make sure I have all this stuff. It's like, take your time. Like when the Seven of Swords comes up, there could be stuff you have to do on the house. There's like, oh, I might have to fix this pipe, or I might need to fix the toilet, or you have some ideas of what you're gonna have to do and you're taking it on too fast. It's like, you're gonna have everything you need, don't worry. And that's when that confidence comes in, is when you're like knocking these tasks out. But at first you might have this tendency to like second guess everything, but your magic is going to kick in very quickly. And with the Ace of Swords, like, you know it, so you keep putting one foot in front of the other. You're in the habit of that by that point. And when the Ace of Swords is there, it makes me feel like there's like high ceilings, high windows, like there's something vast and beautiful and like bright and open, and like there's maybe a meditation center or a room or something that like signifies this vastness to you, or a statue or something about this place really stands out, and it's so clear to you when you see it that it's the one. And at first you might be like, I could never get this place, and it ends up being yours. And also you're gonna host things. It's a great hosting place. Like I see a really cool dining room setting. I see a pool, I see big trees. Some of you are moving coastal. Some of you though are like, the place isn't really set. The other ones had very like significant terrain, but I see like kind of Southern California weather. So it could be somewhere where the like coastal-ish. And I also hear Canada for some reason, for some reason. I don't know. There's a lot of different places. I don't think the place is necessarily like too significant, but when you see this place, you know it's yours. Like you're like, I love it. I loved this aspect about it. There's something about it that you love, and that's how you know it's yours. And I think that you're kind of on you're not sure why you need so much space. You're not sure why you need that, but you do. And I do think that like having like this vibrant workspace or this vibrant space to believe in yourself will allow you to manifest other things like family life things, or career trajectory, or partnership. Like it's a very open space for you to decide what you want to do. Like some of you want it to be like a co-op, like my team's coming to work here. Some of you want to have a family and you can do that there. But I feel like it's not about like being something, like it's not about that. It's about believing you can be something there. And it's such a blank canvas for you to work with. And you're just so proud of yourself. And I do see like a big couch. Like I see a lot of big furniture items making me think like a big family will live there eventually, and you're kind of preparing. But you're not forced into anything. And you're not just doing that to keep people around. Like people are naturally there and it all happens. And your life feels very like romantic in that way. And you feel like so powerful in that way. And you want to like use that energy that's provided to you at this house to keep on manifesting at the level that you're manifesting at. I also see like concrete, like that smooth concrete somewhere, like something about concrete and like modernish architecture is going to be relevant. I also see, now I'm seeing rain, so it could be like, you know, Seattle, I don't know, like somewhere where it rains a lot. I see crows, like there's something mystical but grounded about this place, and it's a really good place for you to just, I'm just getting the vibe of like nothing's forcing you to do anything, and you're getting to be the leader, and that's like the most important part. So you'll be free to decorate, free to make content, free to make books, car, like whatever you want to make, you're gonna make it there. Like it's rapid for you. Okay. And then lastly, we have this sigil that you can draw. Keep that on an altar dedicated to manifesting your future house. It's number 19, Spirit Heavenly Assistance from your angels and guides. What did I say? Angels were with you. Yeah, so your rituals are important. Like, get into your spiritual practice and start envisioning this place. I see like a long driveway. Like, it's nice. It's nice. Okay. I hope you enjoyed this reading. Leave a comment down below letting me know what you thought, and I'll see you next time. Bye.